and we're just gonna go full eco boost in this bad boy. What's up, mother foxers? I had a whole video filmed of doing plug wires. Then I got to the other side and one of the plug wires was short. And the whole video went to shit. I was shortening these wires, and then once one of the wires was too short, even though I thought they were all long, I think I just scrapped the whole... I said, I'm tired of this. So, instead of using the MSD wires that I got, I said F this and just bought a new set of these. I think are Excel's 8.5 millimeter cut to length. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that video, guys. Everything's hooked up. You see it. Everything looks good, you know, here. But the problem was, look, number 7. All the ones on this side were way too long. And basically, when I started doing this, 6 and 5 are kind of okay. But then 7 was just too short. It's over here. This is the one we accidentally pulled the end off because it was too hot down there when we were trying to get the plug wire off. And it's just too short. These are the ends of the other ones from the other side. And I didn't even change the ends on these because I was so disgusted that this one was too short. And when I say too short, it was a ½ an inch too short, man. I just couldn't use it. So I just stuck one of these older wires I had in there. And I just stood back, contemplated life in the whole video I just shot of this and just said, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm just going to buy another set of wires. Let me explain to you something about friggin' spark plug wires. It's a conspiracy, brah. I think all these things are the same. I really do. I mean, they're silicone and they're wires, and everybody tells you, oh, the bigger wire, it's better conduction and blah, 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 blah. How many times has it ever just been a spark plug wire that's causing your spark issue? Now, I'm not talking about old wires that are weather worn and cracked, or there's one that has a cut in it or a burn in it like I had. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just old wires that don't have any problems with them. How many times is it just a wire? And I'm going to tell you 99.9999999% of the time, it's never the wire. It's either a coil or your distributor. All right? So all these companies trying to sell you all these fancy wires, do they do something a little bit different on the, insulation? Maybe, whatever, who cares? I mean, I'm looking in these MSD. They look a little bit more, insulated than, say, these here. But if you were to look, you got the outside silicone, you got the white, probably silicone insulator in the middle, and then you got the electrode layer, right? So here's the MSD one. Golly gee, don't that look the same? Just saying, man. There may be an extra layer of, I don't know, what is there, some kind of Kevlar in there or some stupid shit? I don't know. Yeah, they all look the same, dude. I think it's a scam. So here's my $34 set of Amazon wires. They come with two different things. I think one of these may be for HID or something. I don't know which is which here. I'll have to pull a plug in. Or C. I mean, I don't know. Because these ends go on to the distributor here, so I have to see which ones work for that, and then that's the ones we're going to use, because these ones are way longer on the top here than these. These are just little shorties. I think these might be the ones we need, but let me check that out first, obviously, before we start crimping shit. All right, here we go. got the long ones. We got like 4 of them that are like the same size, and all 4 of those are longer than the 7. And then here's 2 that are a little bit shorter than this, but longer than these ones. The coil wire. This is absolute trash. Absolute trash. Okay, so the coil wire goes here. You try to hook this up onto this thing. Look at that. And there's my coil. So, what if you hook this up to here? What is it? That's what I think of that. So we'll just stick with the MSD wire on the coil. So, but these ones are fine. No big deal. Now, I'll show you a picture here. I got the Billet Specialties wire separators. That's what's on here right now. So they go on your valve cover right there, and right there. These are cool, man. Look at the way these wires are routed. Okay, I know there's some other stuff you can buy for these that'll probably do the same thing. These are actually nice. I mean, they're billet aluminum, and the only problem we have is that I thought I was going to have a problem here with this, that the oil dipstick is on that same one, but it's solid. It's solid on there. That worked out. This worked out. And then herein lies the problem. This is supposed to sit facing this way, but obviously that ain't happening. But I mocked these up to put in here like this. They suck getting them inside there to get them in these things, because these are 8.5 millimeter wire. That's what they say these are for. When you do get them in there, they are really hard to push in, but once you do, you can actually move these through there to where you need to, which is cool. But I like these things, man. Pricey? Yeah, they're $100. I paid $100 for these. You people are gonna be like, what are you doing? The whore deserves a little bling, so stop. Leave her alone. She's just, let her have her little bit of goodness with all the other Chinese garbage. That's how these are gonna go. We got our cool little socks on here. This is what it looks like underneath here, guys. I put these 45s on here, which were working out really good, but I really don't like the ends, because the ends are such a pain in the ass. They're so hard to crimp because they don't have much room on them. Okay, they're basically like this, but just a tad bit shorter and bent, so they're really hard to deal with. And because I have MSD wires, I chose not to buy the MSD ends. Therefore, nobody sells 8.5 millimeter ends that I could find to put on there. So what I had to do was I had to use the 8 millimeter terminals on my 8.5 millimeter wires, which means if you used your 8.5 millimeter crimpers like I got here, all it does is just pinches the wire, because you're putting 8.5 millimeter on an 8 millimeter wire, or I'm sorry, 8 millimeter terminal on an 8.5 millimeter wire. So I only could go 2 clicks with it. Then there's a little release lever inside there that I had to, because I think this goes 4 clicks, and then I had to take that lever with a needle nose pliers and pull it open after 2 clicks. And it worked. It did. It worked fine. But I was just not liking those ends, and then I got over there, like I said, and got disgusted because this was a ½ inch too short. So these should be a lot easier to deal with than the other ones. I got them. They just suck. So I think these are the ends for this. I didn't try it yet, but yeah, there you go. Those go right on there. That'll be fun to try to get off now. I'm gonna have to shouldn't have done that, I guess. All right, yeah. So take this. Obviously, those are for the HD or HDI, whatever, the GM garbage. There you go. Can you see that? That's a 3-clicker, and it's kind of dug into that silicone there. Maybe I made a bad decision. I I don't know. So, but I didn't go full. I didn't do all the clicks. We're gonna see. I wonder how bad the spark. I hope the spark jump ain't too bad. It's not like it's. I don't know why it did that. So, I don't know. I hope there's no spark jump. It's not like the electrode is like poking out there. We'll find out. Okay. All right. Second one went better. I guess, experience. So, the other one's on there. I was going to get this one in there, Nick. Get the boot on here. Dielectric grease is your friend. All right, you got a little bit of dielectric grease on there. You just stuff this right on in. I know some people like to put these on sometimes. Just put them on up the thing first, then do this, and then just pull it down. But I mean, it's not that hard. Just get this going. There it is. All done. How about that? See? Pretty sweet, pretty easy. Bam! There's one side done. The only thing I don't like is all the chaos right here. There's nothing you can really do about it, They gotta go where they gotta go, you know what I'm saying? So, but as long as this stuff is just not, it's just more uniform, man. It's way better. Those boots look like crap. You got this one coming out this way, that one going this way, this one going that way, that one going this way. It's like whatever. They're serving a purpose, I guess. So, I don't think these plug wires are gonna make a lick of difference in the ignition from MSD to China. So, alright, we'll get to the other side. At least we'll still have the MSD coil wire on, so. Alright, and there you go. That's the side all taken care of. Like I said, it's just hard on with these things is right here, but it's not so bad. But you do got to start with the bottom one, obviously, else you're not going to have fun. It wasn't too bad. And by the way, guys, I just took this thing on like a 40-mile drive yesterday, and I never changed this side, the MSD plugs. I left the MSD plug wires on here, and with the new ones on that side, car didn't miss a beat. As far as running, still goes really lean when you let off the gas. I discovered in gear, but if I pop it out of gear, then the AFR just levels out where it's supposed to be about 12, 13. And everybody's gonna say, hey, it's supposed to go lean when you let off the gas. Well, mine's on the verge of stalling, and it did once actually. So, but it just goes to show that I had half of these MSD, half of those the new cheap ones that I made, and it was fine. Car ran great. So I got all these sitting here. Here's the leftover wire. The only difference that I seen between the MSD wires and these wires is that the core wire there, this one on these cheap ones, bends really easy. The MSD one, it's pretty stiff. So it's beefier wire, but like I said, it didn't miss a beat. Whatever, they're all the same. Even the insulation on these things had little fiberglass pieces or whatever the hell that shit is, Kevlar, I don't know what the hell. Same thing in here as it was in the MSD that you had to kind of trim off a little bit with the scissors, but yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, it looks so much better that stuff is just tucked away, you know what I mean? Just not just this spaghetti mess up here. I mean, they're a little expensive, man, but, I decided to give the whore a little bling. Even if it's not up in your face. And like I said, guys, I like the zip tie trick. I mean, it's pretty clever, it's just very, it's got a lot of ingenuity into it, I guess you could say, and it does work, but like I had to a couple of times, when you go to just need to isolate one wire, well, you're ripping the whole thing apart. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Maybe, I don't know, some coyote stuff. We'll see. I mean, I still got to do stuff to that. Calm down, all right? Later, guys.